solidarity events that a attack that took place over the weekends on our beloved mosque. Without saying any words, we'll start off reciting the verse from the Quran. With that, I'll call on the principal of weekend school to recite for us a verses as a blessing. Ustad Nasir, welcome to the stage.
أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المفلحون. To just give you a brief summary of the verses that I've just read, this is from the second chapter of the Holy Quran, where Allah, or our God, is telling us to be patient at this time of calamity, tragedy, or at this time of issues when we face challenges like this. God says, "Oh, you believe, استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة." Seek patience through prayers and through patience, and God, or Allah, is with those who are patient. And God also says, you'll be tested. You'll be tested with your wealth, with your life, God taking your loved one away from you, and you'll be tested with everything that you have. We will test you with anything. And God says the best of you, when you get tested, those who are not reacting, but who proacts and be patient with God and accept challenges and tribulations or tragedy, all comes from God, and knows that we are from God, and understood that we also return back to God. And those people will enjoy the peace and tranquility from God, and mercy and blessings, and all the bounties will be bestowed upon them because of their patient resistance and having a strong patience. So through this, we want to welcome you to Tawfiq Islamic Center. Our Excellency, General Attorney K.Z. Ellison, Our Excellency, our Councilman Jamal Osman, and the neighbors from Seward, Longfellow, and Cedar, welcome. This is your home. You are not outsiders. Our tragedy is your tragedy. Our attack is your attack. Thank you for coming, and I want to welcome you with the best Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The community members, the leaders, Attorney General, Brother Jamal, I want to thank you for coming out to support us today. And I was just going to go briefly over what happened and the things that we lost in terms of monetary and damages. And then we're going to let the leaders talk a little more than we do, so you hear from them more than us. In this case, I was just going to share with you the amount of damages that we estimated. We don't know exact amount, but the estimate damage from broken doors, a number of doors from the kitchen to the entrance, back to the back doors, all the mirror doors, the windows, and funds that are collected, donated during the weekend. We roughly estimated about $50,000 or more, but it could be more. We don't exactly know the amount. That's one of the damages that the person that does this does to the center. And of course, as we go through and find the adjusters, we may find more of what he did. Then what we are doing here, obviously, is just building coalitions and supports from our neighbors and our friends. We know somebody knows this guy. If it's not me, somebody else out there knows this guy, who he is. And we want those people to come out and tell us. Our goal is one day for him to get apprehended. And of course, getting our money back is always the hardest thing. By now, we know maybe you may not even find a penny from what he had taken. But I guess, again, the support, the community support, worth a lot more than the monetary and the damages that we get. We want to continue our relationship with you guys, and we want to continue building and working together and be a good community members. That's what we did. Before that, we did outreach programs. We had outreach where we invited our neighbors, talked to our neighbors, and had dinners during Ramadan. And something after Ramadan, we had visitors coming and visiting our centers. So again, I want to say thank you. I'm not going to take too much time from you, and I'm going to give a chance to the elected officials to say what they are going to say. We have also Brother Jamal from Oromo Community Center that is going to say probably something about this event. Thank you for coming again, and thank you for your support.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And to our friends who might not be familiar with that, it just really means we're really glad you're here. It means peace. It means the peace of God to you. And so welcome to all. Let me say that I'm here to denounce this horrendous attack on a faith institution. It is unacceptable. The picture of who looks to be the assailant has been posted online. I want to urge everybody to take a look and see if they know the person. I think it is important to say what we know, and it is important to say what we don't know. What we know is that there was a break-in with massive damage. What we know is that the peace and tranquility of this mosque has been upset. What we know is that good people now are a little bit more nervous and feel more vulnerable than they did before. What we don't know is a motivation beyond the material. We do know that there was damage that seemed gratuitous. And what I mean by that is, yeah, they were clearly looking for money, but they seemed to break some things they didn't have to break, and that looks like vandalism. And sometimes that could be for motivations beyond money. But we don't know that. It's important for us to be clear on what we know and what we don't know. The matter is still being investigated, and you may learn a lot of things once you apprehend this person. I think it's important that we all take a look at who we think it could be, that person be brought to accountability, and that reparations be restored, and that the peace and positive energy be restored to the community. And I just want to say that when a crime is committed, there are the immediate harms to the property and people, but then there is also, strangely, an opportunity for healing. Because if it had not been for this tragic incident, we probably would not all be here together in our beautiful diversity right now. And this tragic thing is what, when I read the piece, the excerpt of the Quran that the Imam recited, it's like we'll be tested with difficulty. Well, what is the test? The test is, do you get bitter or do you get better? Right? That's the test. Do you get bitter or do you get better? That's the test. Because if you can get really mad and angry and feel like you're a victim, or you can say, you know what? This is such a bad thing. I don't want it to happen to anybody else. And I'm going to reach out to people to protect them and have mutual aid to others. And so this tragedy has given us an opportunity to come together, get to know each other better, to heal ourselves. And I just want to say that we are in a moment when we have seen in 2020 and 2021 an increase in crimes, assaults, all kinds. And we have got to get our hands around this and restore a sense of just peace, respect for people's property and persons, and we have got to get back to a sense of community, and that's going to take all of us to do. So with that, I'm going to yield the microphone But please know that I denounced this. I'm putting everything I can into getting to the bottom of this. And the community here at Master Tawfiq has my deepest sympathy and solidarity. And I'm so gratified to see all of us here together today. Thank you all very much.
Akkuma inni jedhee gabaabdumatti attorney Ellison ni beektanii abbaa murtiiti. So nama kana nama badii kana balleesse badii community keessatti raawwate waliin dalagnee akkamitti firdirratti dhiyaatee karaa qixaatii akka godhamu tahaa jedhee akkasumatti kuni kophaa hin ta'u waliin dalagnee waliidhaan finna jedhee anis gara hiyyaan jedhee akka position isaatiitti isin gargaaree nama kana murtiirra fidu godhuu waan nagara jirtu jedhee kuni bara 2020 fi 2021 keessallee amma talamee dabra kana crime takaafu badiin heddummaata kana deema waan jirtullee kaasee ture nima dhageessanii. So gabaabdumatti isin biraan jira jedheenis yeroolleen hedduu hin qabnu gaggabaabsineetuma nama hedduutu as keessa nama haasa'uu barbaadu takkaa haasa'uu deemu jira. Itti aansuudhaan up next we have a Jamal Usman from the City Council members, Ward 6. Jamal, welcome to the stage as well.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to thank you all. Thank you for neighbors for coming and showing support. This means a lot to our community. I want to thank Attorney General Keith Ellison for coming. And I just want to let you know that this is a beautiful, beautiful mosque. It's one of the most beautiful mosques in the city of Minneapolis. It's a mosque, my mosque, it's my family mosque. We come here every Friday to pray. And what happened, it's uncalled for. It made community scared. It made community really not feel safe. But the support we got from everyone, from our state, our city, it's beautiful, and that is what we want to see. The situation when it happened, when I got a call from the leaders of the mosque, and I was able to connect with the local police, the inspector, chief. I brought them here a few days ago. They assured the mosque they will do everything they can to keep our community and our worship places safe. In the city, my colleagues and I were able to, last Thursday, to re-examine the protocol of MPD and the city of Minneapolis when it comes to hate crime. Hate crime, it's something that happens in our community, if that is a synagogue or church or mosque, but we are strong together. And this support today and all of you coming out shows how united we are. And at the end of today, the love wins over hate. So thank you so much.
Lieutenant Jamal Usman, City Council member innis akkuma jee kophaa kiyyaa mitiitii warra liidaroota asitti yaamee inna gabanarraatiitii fi amallee warra reprezentantoota dhufanii dhimma kana laaluudhaaf hedduun gammachiisee jira. Wanni biraa ammaas City of Minneapolis Police Department illee himee ture. As dhufanii isaan illee dhufanii hojii haasawanii ture. Akka dhimma kana jala deemanii so dhimmi kun dhimma namni tokko bichaan furuu miti. Dhimma hawaasni tutteetiin isaa warri liidaroonni tutteetiin dalaganii hawaasa dalaganii furuu danda'an jechuudha. Itti aansuudhaan, so like I said, we have few leaders as well as also community representatives and also folks from a neighborhood.
So she shared a quote that I was actually thinking about on the way to this event by Dr. King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. And that's what I see when I look throughout this road. As someone who was born and raised in Seward, I remember walking through the neighborhood and seeing signs that say, I love my Muslim neighbor. I went to school in Longfellow. And so to see our community of many different colors and many different religions come together in one space and affirming that an attack on one is an attack on all is why this is all worth it. We are going to rebuild this community center, and we're also going to continue the relationships that are going to stem from all of us being under the same roof. Sometimes we don't understand why things happen, but I truly believe, and you don't have to be someone of the three Abrahamic faiths to know this, I truly believe that things happen for a reason. And time will tell what the good things are that are going to come from this, but I think that this is a start. So thank you all very much for coming here. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tadir. Hindi na marunong ka fancy gali.
Ha?
O ilmu marunong sa rale, ilmu marunong sa fani lamas. Ha? Aye.
Good evening, everyone. I would have loved to come to this mosque someday, but not on this occasion. So, first of all, I'm Gitanjali Mithil, and I represent Coalition of Asian American Leaders here. I work as the Intersectional Justice Lead Organizer, and a lot of work that I do is related to hate crimes. And it is a sad situation that while we are all dealing with the aftermath of pandemic, George Floyd riots, and we're talking about solidarity, we are having incidents like this in mosques. And that not just one, two incidents within a week. And that is not tolerated. CAL condemns that. And at the same time, we would like to say that we are in solidarity with you. And solidarity does not mean just coming and saying that we are with you. We are really with you. We will do in our power whatever we can do. And also spread the word and awareness that this is not the kind of hatred that we would tolerate. Minnesota is a beautiful state of immigrants. And CAL envisions a life, a world which is just and joyful. When we talk about just and joyful, it means everyone is accepted the way they are, the religion that they profess or respected by rest of the people. Organizing of this kind, where white supremacists think that this can be done and it can break the community, would never happen. The breaking of community is not going to happen. And just like people before me said, that when we talk about these incidents, there's also, along with the fear, a hope of healing. And that healing, and I would quote Martin Luther on that. I'm not good with technology, sorry. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And the beautiful verse that was sung here also talked about patience. But that patience also is about identity, the identity that we all should respect, something that we should be proud of. And we are with you. Thank you for being here. Along with the fear, just be sure that you have a lot of community members supporting you. You are not alone. Thank you so much.
Silin bakabwa Asian American Leader Coalition Community Natural State. Silin akasuma solidarity takawu isiwaji jirra simbira jirra afanin jo'u bichamiti action allen arkisisuda jette silin akasuma hasote kuni ilmni community kana wa kana radarina wa kana bona so simbira jirra jette supporti jabata jo'u Etian Sudan. Also, next speaker we have Brandon from the Jewish community.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum and Shabbat Shalom. My name is Brandon Schorsch. My name is Brandon Schorsch, and I work at Jewish Community Action. For the last several years, I've worked with the Communities Combating Hate Coalition. And I think it's safe to say that we're all tired. We're all tired of feeling like this, week after week, month after month, and year after year. Constantly, we're having to go and live in fear, and that's not okay. Whether it be our synagogues, our mosques, or our community centers, it keeps happening, and it's happening more and more often. And over the last 10 years, technology has been a really big part of that, and it's really tough when every single time something like this happens, unfortunately, many policymakers end up looking at things as a tiny little individual incident rather than this bigger picture. And I hope that coming out of this, the more policymakers and more local media and national media seriously consider these bigger picture items where things don't get communicated the way they used to. Hate spreads so much faster, and it snowballs really, really quickly. And even though we don't know yet whether or not this was necessarily a hateful incident, it doesn't make it feel like it wasn't. It doesn't make that scary feeling go away. It's still there. So I'm happy to be with you all here today, and I truly wish it were under different circumstances. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the future as well.
Brandon's akaje dadamne jirraje wannan khoni dimmi masjida gubiyan safi jibin safun irade debia mo warra leader tota warra policy leader hera woman hera takawul aban warra hera kun action fulate jijjirama fidu kabaje ngize to irade debino khona tawun khoni ni jabata je akasuma inille akuma solidarity takawu sinakisi sudaf asjira. Also now next we have a Lou from the PUC community.
Hello? Oh, there we go. I'm here today as a neighbor, as a friend, as someone who lives here. I also work at the Brian Coyle Center. And I know that Brian Coyle and Tawfiq have a long relationship. I recognize many people here who come to Brian Coyle often, including the seniors. And I can't speak officially for the agency, I was just asked to speak, but I know that this mosque is a piece of the community. Brian Coyle is a piece of the community. Like Nasir said earlier, your tragedy is our tragedy, your attack is our attack. So I'm here to, be in solidarity with you and know that your hurt is felt and the attack against the peace of God's house is felt. And I'm here with you.
Silen Luda, namni ben wala no nawhidum be hajatena. Isilen namni nawhidum be hajatena mangudo fa sesa ama brankol do fe tajajil addati do fe ti kuratu. Anille tirrahin do fe sinuman galato anno sinjechu labi si wajira buchu wala hasira sinjete. Tian Sudan, the next speakers that we have Shadam from the Seward neighborhood community.
Thank you. Get my phone to work right here. We've lived in this neighborhood for more years than I want to admit. And we live just on 24th Street.
Promised ways the attack against the mosque here and the mosque in St. Cloud, and we call on workers, farmers, and all defenders of democratic rights to condemn this attack, and we call for the arrest and prosecution of the perpetrators.
I want to thank you for the invitation. I am a neighbor. I am a Christian pastor, and I wanted to come and just be with you at this time.
So we are the community which is attacked this time is, even though the Islamic Center, the Tawfiq Islamic Center is one of it, is a whole neighborhood at the Oromo community at large. The Oromo community, the OCM which I am representing, today is over 30 years here. It has been serving the Oromo community in Minnesota. Is one of the places where Oromos are loved and they take as their own home.
If you think of yourself in your body, my body, imagine if this finger is in pain, then my legs do not say, this is not my problem, I'm not going to the hospital. My mouth does not say, this is not my problem, I'm not going to talk on the phone to solve this problem. This is the example that Rasulullah ﷺ gave of this Muslim Ummah. You are of me and I am of you, and your pain is my pain. And your pain should keep me awake. That should be the condition of the entire Muslim. And so we are with you, we are behind you, we are supportive of you, and we are making dua with you. To the neighbors and to the elected officials, I want to thank you on behalf of the entire Muslim community to come show the solidarity that we deserve to have towards each other as part of the human family that we are members of.
Now I'm talking on behalf of Araha where I work. This is Araha non-profit organization. They are our supporters from day one. My boss, he's supposed to be here, but something happened. So I'm glad I'm here to express on behalf of them. All the staff, they felt the same. Everybody is feeling today, express their feeling. And the attack of Mr. Tawfiq is not the attack of Mr. Tawfiq. It's not the attack of all of us. So I hope we have many representatives. They will take action and will be with you whatever we can to support with what we can. So may God help us, all of you, all of us. Thank you for giving me that.